How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Supreme Court potentially overturning Roe V Wade. Now, you guys know what Roe V Wade is. Basically, that was a Supreme Court opinion, decision, ruling, whatever you want to call it, from back in January of 1973 that said that abortion is constitutionally protected. Now, I disagree with that particular opinion. I mean, I challenge anybody out there hearing the sound of my voice. Find the word abortion, right to end the baby's life, anywhere in the Constitution. I'll wait. Find that for me, and I'll eat my whole shoe live on camera, but I don't think you'd be able to do that, so I'm not putting no Tabasco sauce on my Nike flip-flop. I'm not being able to do it, right? So I disagree with that particular court case, and I'm glad that they're going to overturn it. However, a lot of people are not very glad. They're really mad. As a matter of fact, there's protests happening right now at the Supreme Court. And of course, right when this whole thing leaked, which, by the way, whoever leaked this particular decision, they need to go to the penitentiary. I'm sorry. Make big rocks into little rocks, because you have violated the court. 100% violated it. And it's a way to try and coerce and threaten people into doing what you want them to do, rather than what their job is, which is to be Supreme Court justices and make decisions, right? That's your job. Your job is not to be coerced by insiders or outsiders or anyone else. Non-partial, follow the law. That's the way it's supposed to be. But I'm getting too far too early. Now, I'm going to read some of this right here, just so we are on the same page, okay? And I think there's some live action going on right here. See, they're already at the Supreme Court. Oh, that's what I wanted to say before I kind of got sidetracked. So you see this little gate right here? They have enacted some security protocols at the Supreme Court, because you can actually go there in D.C. So they put up a gate in the wall and whatnot to prevent these people from storming it. Interesting how that works. It's funny how right when that decision leaked, they knew to go ahead and protect the Capitol, the Supreme Court building and all of that, but they couldn't do that for January 6th. But anyway, I digress. So you see what's going on. It's like a little bit of protest, but let's get to the particular piece right here, this paragraph, and then we're going to keep on going. On Monday evening, Politico published an alleged decision seemingly written by Justice Samuel Alito and circulated around court on the Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization case. The case revolves around Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban and is the most significant challenge in decades to the court's 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, which declared abortion to be protected by the U.S. Constitution. Someone allegedly leaked the draft to Politico, an action considered by many to be an, quote, original sin for judicial ethics, unquote, and, quote, one of the greatest breaches of security in the history of the court. Okay, so that's pretty serious. And of course, this article will be in the box so you can read more for yourself. And I'll put a bunch of sources in the box so you know this is not just me making up stuff. I got the Politico story, I got Breitbart, I got CNN, MX13 DNC, Fox, whatever you want. That'll all be in the description. But here's the question. What does this mean? What does it mean for states? What does it mean for abortion? Those are very good questions, and I'm glad you asked. Now, first of all, this does not ban abortion. I'm seeing a lot of these people reacting, talking about, oh, we're going back to the Handmaid's Tale. You can't have an abortion anymore. That's not necessarily true. You see, if you're living in California, you have nothing to worry about. They're not going to ban abortion. Okay, California is so far left. If there were any more left, they'd be off the coast of the United States. The San Andreas fault would just go ahead and snap the state off the continent. You understand? It'd be the Pacific Ocean in between California and the U.S. That's how far left they are. They might as well be in China. They're not going to ban abortion. All Roe v. Wade does is send the right to regulate, control, and or ban abortion to the states exclusively. Now, you may have another question. Well, hey, ABL, I saw some decisions in Texas and Oklahoma and other parts of the country where they were nearly banning abortion. They got the heartbeat bill and whatnot. So how is that not violating Roe v. Wade? Well, it's a good question. But see, the issue is if someone violates that and they go to court, if you have Roe v. Wade that's still there, they would potentially win in court. They wouldn't lose the court case. You understand? So, prime example, a woman gets an abortion in Texas some kind of way after a certain period of time where it's not legal, and she gets brought to court. It's a criminal case, lawsuit, or whatever. She's going to win because you can't enforce it on a court level, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But you can't really enforce that. Now that Roe v. Wade is gone, you can enforce it because there's no longer the decision in the courts to uphold the quote-unquote right to abortion. You understand? So that's kind of where we're at nowadays. So certain states would ban abortion or nearly ban it, or they would put restrictions on it. It might be a 14-week, it might be 8-week, it might be a heartbeat bill, it might be no abortion except for life with the mother, things of that nature. Maybe if there's any kind of violation, that would be how it goes. So no abortion will not be banned outright by that decision because the courts cannot legislate. That's something that Roe v. Wade, that was a problem with Roe v. Wade as well, because it's like, okay, how was the Supreme Court going to say that abortion is legal or illegal? How are they going to create legality? They don't do that in the court. They make rulings and decisions, but the lawmakers make the laws. Okay, that's how it goes. You cannot legislate from the bench. So I think that's probably a good reason why this has been overturned, because that's part of it. But also, where can you find abortion in the Constitution? I've not been able to find that. If y'all know where that is in the Constitution, y'all let me know. But I've not been ever able to find it. So I think that's also part of it. And I'm glad that this has happened. There's been so many children killed as a result of abortion. Now, some are going to challenge me and say, well, these aren't children, they're fetuses. Well, here's my question. At what point is a baby a baby? This goes back to the Christian Hawkins debate I covered a few days ago, where when she asked that question, the girl was kind of stumped. Because when is a baby a baby? I mean, at any point in time when the baby's in the womb, it's considered a fetus, yes? From conception up until the point of birth. So you could be in the hospital, in labor, get ready to dilate and all of that. The baby's still a fetus, but clearly the baby ought to be born, so it's a baby. But at what point is a baby in the womb considered a baby? When? If you ask me, I would say conception. If a baby is conceived and it's starting to develop, then it's, in my mind, the same as a developed baby, the same as a developed young adult, teenager, elderly person. It's different stages of life, but life is life regardless of what's going on, in my opinion. Now, if any big brain rocket scientists can disprove that, I'd like to know. And again, the main question you got to answer here is, when is a baby a baby? Let me know that part. At what point of gestation, of pregnancy, does the quote unquote fetus become a human, a baby? And one thing that I want to say is that if you ever seen an abortion, like a lot of people don't really know what goes into an abortion. They don't understand what that is. They think, oh, you can just vanish the baby's gone. No. That's not how it works. An abortion is pretty graphic, and I won't get into detail, but you are destroying a human being. That's all I'm going to say. That's graphic enough for you right there. You could use your imagination to figure out what's going on. If you've seen the end result of abortion, you know what I'm talking about. You have a human being. So at what point do we say that's barbaric and it shouldn't be allowed? Or at least you would say the states can decide if you're going to have this barbaric practice or not. One thing I must say that's probably a positive for a lot of the leftists, you could just stay in your state. If you want to continue having an abortion, stay in the left coast, stay in California, stay in Los Angeles, pay $5,000 a month to live in a crack house, to live right next to meth junkies. You, matter of fact, live in the tent for some money right there on the street, When the rats come in the rains, don't worry about that, man, because they're part of nature. Feed them some stuff. If you get Ebola or smallpox or the plague, hey man, it's part of life. Don't worry about it. You out there in the street, you're in nature, right there in your crack smoking, meth smoking, weed smoking tent, and you'll be just fine out there in Los Angeles. Stay right there. You can have all the abortion that you want. But if you want to come to a more reasonable place like Texas, you might not be able to do that. Or you could travel. I'm not sure how that works. I think you still had to, you could travel to a certain place to get an abortion. Like if you're living in Texas and you can't get one there, you could go to California and just stay out there and do what you got to do. So as I close, I want to say this. This does not outlaw abortion because, again, number one, the courts cannot legislate. Number two, this is going to be a states' rights issue, not even the federal issue. It goes to the states. So in Texas, there could be one set of rules. Oklahoma, a whole different set, and they're right next to each other. That's how it's going to work. And that's probably how it should be. If it was me, like, again, if I could just be the king and just rule by fiat, I would say, you know what, no abortion, period, for nobody at any point in time. The only time would be if the mom about to die right there on the operating table. But beyond that, nope. That's what I would say for me. That's just my opinion. But I think what we have going on here is more reasonable. And I hope in the future we can get to the point where we say abortion is outlawed on the federal level. That's the way it should be. But we got to take baby steps. We can't just say, all right, you can have an abortion at pretty much any time. And then in VA, they were trying to talk about abortion after the baby's born, ridiculous stuff. We can't go from that to just saying nothing. It'd be too much civil unrest and all kind of ridiculous stuff. But I think what we're doing right now is most certainly a good start. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this alleged decision from the Supreme Court? How do you feel about the leaker? Why was this done? Was it done to try and force the Supreme Court justices to change their decision? Was it done to try and affect the midterm elections? Was it done to try and spark up controversy, to spark civil unrest, or all of the above? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. I think that abortion is barbaric and it should be a practice that ceases to exist, period. That's my opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.